The first thing you need to do when you're making a fleece blanket is to prepare the fabric. So pretty much all you need to do is to cut off this edge. So you can see that there's this edge where it has like some curling and some writing along it. We just want to get rid of that. So I just take, you can do this with scissors as well, but I just take a straight edge and my rotary cutter and I just slice it off. And it's as simple as that. So I just kind of do that, move my fabric down, line it up again, and repeat the process through the whole length of the fleece. All right, so I've turned my fabric. This edge right here is the edge that I just cut the selvage off of. And you can see that the edge of the fabric on this side isn't exactly lined up from when they cut it at the store. So I'm just going to do a quick straightening of this edge as well. Today we're making a no-sew, no-knot blanket. So to get started here, I have my fabric. This is just fleece. It's lined up with the edges together. I have the fold up here on the other side. So we just have the two edges lined up. We're going to take a straight edge and we're just going to cut a 2-inch square off the corner. So I just have it lined up here with a line and then 2 inches over. We'll just go ahead and slice that off. Now you can see I've already started the blanket. I've got this side done, but that is how you'll start it either way. You just take a 2-inch square out of the corner of the blanket. And that's because we're doing 2-inch little tassels or fringe. Whatever length you're doing your slices, that's the length. So if you were doing thinner slices that were say 1 by 4, if you were going 4 inches, a 4-inch cut this way, then you would take a 4-inch square out. So then we'll just take our straight edge and we'll just go along the edge and we will just cut every 2 inches and we're going to go about 2 inches deep. So these are just simple math, 2 inches across, 2 inches deep. Okay, so before we move our blanket, while we have our two sides lined up and they're all straight together, we want to cut out our little triangles out of our fringe here. So there's two ways you can do it. You can use a rotary cutter. This does make it quick, but you have to be careful. The tendency is to want to use your hands to hold the fabric while you're cutting, but you definitely don't want to do that with the rotary cutter. We don't want any fingers sliced off. So that corner piece can be a little tricky to get with the rotary cutter. So the other option is to just use a pair of scissors, and then you'll just take the scissors and you'll just cut towards the middle to make a point. All right, so we've got these done. We're just going to move our fabric down. So what if you don't have these fancy sewing tools? Maybe you're not a sewer. You don't have a cutting mat. You don't have a rotary cutter. Well, you totally can still make this. Just go find a ruler or a tape measure, and you can just use that instead. So you'll just line up your edges along something so that you know they're straight, and then you'll line up your ruler. You'll take the end and you'll put it along the end or your last cut. And then you'll just use the markings on the ruler to cut, and you'll just use some scissors. So you can also measure this way to see how deep to go. So I'm obviously over time got above 2 inches, but we'll just kind of keep it the same. So we'll just cut right here. You can, one thing you can do is you can get a piece of masking tape and you can put it along here at your 2-inch marking so that you know how deep to cut. I'm not very worried about having this be super precise. These are just for my own family around the house. I'm not giving them as gifts. So I'm okay if some of my cuts are a little more than 2 inches or a little less. I'm not worried about it. But if you do want to be precise, that's one way you can do that. Then we'll just continue on and we will cut out our triangles again. Okay, so we've gotten to the edge here, and what we find out is that 2 inches is right about here. The end of the blanket is over here, so I'm just going to make a judgment call and just make this cutout that I make on this side just right kind of in the middle, so it won't be maybe precise, but we'll just do it like that. If you were really concerned about it, you could measure and then trim the entire side off before you start and calculate everything. But this is a quick, easy project, and I don't want to spend a lot of time with that. And once it's finished, you can't really tell that this side is a half an inch longer. So it doesn't bother me, but that's a quick, easy way to do a fleece blanket. Just with a fun little edge on it. No sew, no knotting, no tying. It's just super easy and super cute.